So today I want to talk a little bit. I'm here with the bear, and the bear was with us in this video series about a month ago with the fall equinox. The bear is the spirit keeper of the West in my tradition, and that is the fall equinox, and it's the bear's time of year, and it's still the bear's time of year about a month later. Besides that, the bear's been coming up a lot in the sharing circle and in the dream group, and also in my sessions that I do with clients and myself. So I want to just speak a little bit about bear medicine today. So first of all, bear medicine, the archetype of it is strength, is like pure strength. Okay, with no excuses, it just allows its strength out. Okay, and with strength, is kind of power and beauty, but it's like pure strength. Okay, and so what we say in my tradition when we do ceremony and when I call in the four directions and that type of thing in ceremony with the West, when I call in the bear medicine, the bear energy for ceremony for us to access, or we call it forth within us, you could say as well, within and without. And so what I say is that the bear has no natural enemies. Okay, so it can be the clown of the forest. Okay, in other words, it can be itself. It can be purely vulnerable, it can be genuine, and it can be honest. So by having no natural enemies, of course, it needs no defenses. Okay, and therefore it has no fears. Okay, it has nothing to be afraid of. Because it has nothing to be afraid of, it can be itself. It can be true to itself. Okay, so that is the essence of bear medicine. So what are some examples of bear medicine? Okay, so it could be being really honest with someone. It could be saying no, like, no, I don't want to do that. Or no, even stronger, no, I will not allow you to do that. Okay, and it's an energy. It's not, very rarely do we still get in fights, I mean, I guess if you live in some rough parts of town, you could get in fights, or if you frequent bars or whatever, maybe you could get in fights. But usually it's energetic, right? We don't usually come to fisticuffs anymore. I mean, you do need to be careful, obviously, and there is lots of physical abuse and such things. However, most of the time in our day-to-day life, it's about energy. So it's allowing our strength out. And so it's saying, no, I won't allow you to treat me that way. Okay, and so what does that mean? It's like, well, what if they don't stop? You might say, well, what if they don't stop? Well, then it means that it's like, okay, it means that if you're going to continue to treat that way, I'm either going to leave or I'm going to stop you. And if you're stronger than me, well, you better bring your lunch, because I'm going to give everything I have to stop you. Okay, and the intention of that energy, people can feel it. And it's actually the energy of that is the bear medicine. Okay, it's like saying no and meaning it. It's like saying no. It's like saying no, I won't allow this, and meaning it. It's speaking your truth. It could be tough love. It could be if someone asks how you're feeling. It could be telling them without withholding, how you really feel, without protecting them or yourself. Just like allowing it out. And this is the true secret of bear medicine. Okay, like, yes, it's strong. When the bear stands up, he stands in his power. It's strong, but so are you. So are we. You're likely much stronger than you realize. So it's almost not an issue of us being strong. It's almost the true secret of bear medicine is the bear allows his strength or her strength out. Okay, she doesn't withhold her strength. She allows it to flow. She allows her beauty to kind of flow, and she allows our strength out. She doesn't hold it back to protect people. So what do I mean by protecting people? So most of us were conditioned, okay, most of us, were powerful even when we were little kids. The power of just being genuine and being honest and being innocent and vulnerable, like that's very powerful. That is bear medicine. And when we allowed that out, often adults, possibly our parents or family members or teachers can be culprits of this as well. And friends, they gave us signals to not allow our strength and power and our beauty out. Now, why would they do this? Well, because when we allow our power out, and you might notice even these nowadays, like when you allow your power and beauty out, okay, people can be threatened by that. Okay, and so why is it threatening? Well, first of all, it's powerful. Okay, they can't control it. It's just as like you're saying, no, I won't allow you to do that. So they can't control it. And also, they're likely, like you, they've been conditioned about their power. And so, they're afraid of their own power. And then they see you and your power, and it's frightening to them. The other thing that happens is it shows them that they're not allowing their power out and they're not allowing their beauty out. So it's threatening to them that way. And just the force of it, it's like the bear has this kind of no bullshit kind of feeling. And it just the energy of it can be uncomfortable for people, if they're not used to it, which most people are not because they were conditioned to not. So what happens then is even when we were little kids, when we were in our power and our beauty, we got signals from adults that were larger than us, to kind of curb your enthusiasm, like curb your power, like pull that back a little bit. You don't just let that rip like that, And then we noticed in like people's facial expressions, when we allow our power out, it like they look frightened or they may not like it as much. And there's these nonverbal. And so we got all these signals. We got signals for years and years and years as kids, as adolescents, and as adults. And to this day, we get signals that when we do, we're feeling feisty and we let our power out, people are like, whoa, they're frightened and they may not accept us as much. They may not want to hang out with us as much. They say we're too intense or too sensitive or too whatever, And so we've gotten these signals to just kind of dial it back a little bit. Like, let's take our power, let's dial it back. Let's withhold it. Let's edit it a little bit. We can kind of speak the truth, but let's let the parts out that are threatening to people. We wouldn't want to hurt their feelings. We wouldn't want to make them uncomfortable. How many times have we said that to ourselves? I know I've said it to myself a bunch. So we speak mostly the truth, but we just edit it and we dial it back a little bit so everyone still feels safe and happy and jubilant. Everyone's in this good mood. It's like when we bring the power out, it gets kind of hush hush, and it's like, no, let's not do that. We don't want to be we don't want to be a buzzkill here. We want to be part of the party. And so anyway, that's what we're conditioned to do. So when you consider, and I'm inviting you to consider, letting your power out, letting your power flow, allowing yourself to be strong like you really are, allowing your beauty out, the first thing that you have to realize, okay, is it's going to put people through changes, including yourself probably. Okay, so just realize that if you're going to do that, and I really recommend you do, at least try it. I'm sure you have. But when you do that and you do get strong and you do speak your truth when it's not popular, it's going to put people through some changes. And you just kind of have to get used to that. This came up in our sharing circle. It just is, you might have to do it 10 times. before you get used to it. Usually what happens, we do it a few times and it doesn't, people freak out, we freak out, whatever else. It's like, well, I'm not going to do that again. But if you just stay with it and allow your power out, allow your beauty out enough times, I'd say even 10 times maybe, and the more you do it, the more you get used to it. And you just realize that some people are going to freak out. Some people, it's going to be awkward, sometimes. And some people are going to look at you, and some people may not like you, or they may not want to hang out with you. People, God forbid, are going to have issues with you. The secret is they already do, but that's another story. So we're just going to allow them to have the issue of us being genuine. Okay, so rather than us adapt, because when you adapt yourself, they're going to have an issue with you anyway. My teacher used to say, whatever you do, people are going to have issues with you. So you might as well do what you want to do. You might as well be authentic and let them have the issue be aligned with who you really are. And then you just get, and then the secret is like your responsibility is to stand in your power, to allow your power out, allow your beauty out. And then then what they do with that, how it affects is, but especially like if they freak out or not, that's about them. Okay, you're responsible for your integrity, for your authentic expression. At least this is where I went to school, and this is my truth. You can, and so you let it out, and then you let go of how they take it, and just realize it's gonna put people through some changes, but ultimately it's a gift. Now, people may not appreciate it as such, but you couldn't offer a better gift than bear medicine. You're being real with people, you're being strong, you're being honest, you're being vulnerable, and you're just telling them how you really are, telling them what you really think. You're speaking your truth. And in my opinion, that's the most powerful gift. It models it so other people can feel free to be in their power. It models it to them, even though it freaks them out. It's like, whoa, Sue was really in her power, and it kind of freaked me out, but that was really cool. Maybe I should do that. That's what happens after they get the scared look. They sit with it for a while, like, wow. So it's ultimately a gift. Okay, people may not thank you for it right away, but it's ultimately a gift. So that's my invitation, is offer the gift of bear medicine to your people, to your loved ones. And that is my video for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome week and you're enjoying your fall. There's beautiful fall days here. And as you walk and you're feeling kind of strong and feisty, maybe take a risk and allow some of that out. Allow your strength and power and beauty out a little bit and see what happens. Don't take my word. See what happens. And I will see you in a week.